The following game is being played with History Maker Baseball Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. If you would like to order a copy of History Maker Baseball Express, or if you would like to check out the other products offered from Play Games, please click on the link provided in the description box below. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, from Shibe Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is Game 2 of Series 1 of this best-of-5 game set between the 1927 Yankees and the 1950 Philadelphia Phillies. The 1927 Yankees currently lead the series 1-0. So if the Yankees win this game and the next game, it would be a series sweep. If the Phillies win, possibility of seeing Game 4 will maybe happen, but who knows? As you can see, the modifications are the game day modifications, along with the sunny, stormy qualities, have already been rolled out, as mentioned in the last video. All of the modifications will be rolled offline to preserve time. And one thing I will point out in the game day modifications is whenever a no issue result comes up off of the game day chart, whenever a World Series participant series comes along in the project, and whenever that pops up, we will roll the decider die to determine if a team will have either an advantage or a disadvantage. So, for example, the 1927 Yankees got the no-issue result, and they were rolled, and they got a disadvantage, taking away -1 from all carded qualities. Just to point that out, just to correct myself from a post that I posted back on the Play Games community Facebook page a couple of days ago or weeks ago, saying that if it were a -1, it's going to be on oh no, actually, I was probably correct on that. So -1 to carded semi qualities, only the semi qualities. So in this case here, for example, with Mark Koenig's card, that he has a semi-hero, semi-scrapper, eager, and good eye. So for example, if we get a result that is asking for a a hero batter, let's say if I rolled a 155, Robin Roberts doesn't have it. Mark Koenig is he a hero batter? Semi-hero, so taking from the semi-carded quality, it'll be a -1. So full becomes semi becomes nothing. So Mark Koenig, in this case and in this example, would not have a hero quality printed on his card. Now, if it were the other way around, and if it were a +1, at the bat, say, if Mark Koenig has semi-slugger printed on his card, for example, he will become a full slugger for the game. And same thing, if a pitcher is a semi-icon, he'll become a full icon. So only for the 1927 Yankees, so for this game, there's no issues with the Yankees, but they will have a huge disadvantage in this game with us taking away -1 to their card qualities. So in this case, full becomes semi, semi becomes neutral, neutral becomes semi, semi becomes semi becomes full, in that order. So in this case here, if we get a hero result, he has semi-hero, so semi becomes neutral. Mark Koenig would not have hero, since it was a -1 to his card qualities. So with that being said, let's get game 2 underway. Our pitching matchup, as mentioned, will be Urban Shocker for the Yanks and Robin Roberts for the 1950 Phils. With that being said, let's get to it. Let's play ball. 1-1-3. Is Robin Roberts a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Mark Koenig a utility batter? No, he is not. It will be an RBI ? Result. And the decider die says no, but if it were a dot, he would have gotten the RBI. So another thing in the project, another chart in the project that I will be using is a homemade RBI ? Result. So off of a normal RBI or a micro RBI chart, if the decider die were to show a dot, so say for example, if this decider die were a dot, we would record the RBI for Mark Koenig. Then we would roll the decider die again to determine the outcome of the RBI. So in this case here, if it was a normal one, you don't need to roll the decider die. But for an RBI ? Result, you would have to re-roll the decider die, only if it was a dot. With the second roll of the decider die being dot equaling a hit or a sacrifice, and blank equaling an error. Now for error RBI ? Results, we will be referring to the black D6. So in this case here, let's just pretend Mark Koenig got the dot, and he would have gotten a hit or sacrifice with the second roll of the decider die. We would then refer to the blue D6, which is a 1, so he would have gotten a home run. So if he would have gotten a blank, say right there, we would be looking at the black die first to determine where the error was committed by in the field, with 1 to 3, with a 1, 2, or 3 is in the outfield, 4, 5, and 6 is in the infield. So in this case, if it was a blank, black 1 would be outfield, and 3 would be the center fielder. So that's how the chart works. So in this case, Mark Koenig did not get the RBI. The inning ends with a 3 dot no run inning result. And the score in the Yankees, nothing. The 1950 Phils are coming to bat for the first time in game 2 of this series. Here's Eddie Watkins, or Eddie Watkins, 146. 146. Is Shocker an ace or dynamic pitcher? No, he is not. Is Wakus a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So -1 for black die if controlled. Now, Shocker has double control. We are going to then take -1 from his card qualities. We'll reduce that double control to a normal control. Because double, so 2 - 1 becomes a 1. So in this case here, double control minus control equals control. So this 4, this black die 4, will then change to a 3. Now, a black 3 is either runners on first and second or having the runner on third. Since it's early in the game, I'm going to be putting the runners for the Phillies on first and second. Then we go by off of my optional homebrew, optional men on base narrative chart, which I'll leave a link to the chart down below in the description box. If you have the game, I encourage you to try it out for yourself if you would like to have more action in your games, or if you would like to have work out a modification for stats, for stat work. So in this case here, 3 with first and second. We will then need to roll the decider die, but let me first double check with a 146. No. So it would become back-to-back walks. We didn't use the decider die before, so we get to use it here. So blank with back-to-back walks for Eddie Wakus. Setting up a mob a mob men on base. Looking at the men on base chart, I should say, for Bill Nicholson. 56. Patient draws the walk. Nicholson is not a patient batter, so it'll be a contact result of a 5. So every time contact results come up, I will refer to the red die. And it reads, champion. Is Nicholson a champion batter? No, he is not. So it will be a pop out to end the first with the score tied up at 0-0, heading into the second inning here at Shibe Park with no score. Here we go with the top of the second and Babe Ruth. 2-3-4. So pitcher is fresh, and again, for those of you tuning in for the first time in this series, I'm going to be playing it as 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh throughout the entirety of the project. So Robin Roberts is still fresh, so we move to the batter column for sad sack batter. Sad sack batter. Is Babe Ruth a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So it's a men on base, -1 for black die of control. So 2 becomes a 1. So Babe gets on first base, and it's an official. So looking at my optional men on base narrative homebrew chart, a black 1 and a blue 3 is a OSD, which stands for official scorer's decision result. And how that's going to work is with either runners on first, runners on second, or runners on third. We will then refer or roll the decider die. If it has not been used, refer, but if it has been used, we'll re-roll it to the following. So since we have a runner on first, dot is either going to be a single or blank is going to be an error. Fielder cannot make the play. Now for Now, for the fielder cannot make the play, we will then roll the D10 here to determine who made the error if it was a blank. So in this case here, let me double check. 2, 3, 4. So he's still fresh. Babe Ruth's not a sad sack. So the decider die was not used. So in this case here, it was an error. Fielder could not make the play. So let's determine who made the error. And the catcher did. So it lands on 2. So it's a, so the 1950 Phillies created an error. Babe Ruth's on base via the error, so he's 0 for 1. And we can, or if you're counting statistics, or if you're keeping score at home, Babe Ruth reached base via the error on the catcher, and he decides to stay put at first. The ball got to the fielder late. The fielder was able to corral the ball in time, but did not want to make another play on it. Let's play on it. 46 for Gehrig. Same or reliever gets strikeout. Now for same, it's lefty lefty, righty righty, if you were asking. So we do not have a righty righty, so we do not have a lefty lefty matchup. So it's a contact result of 4. Is Lou Gehrig a champion? Now remember, -1 from the quality, so a full becomes a semi. So he's a semi-champion, and the decider die says he is a champion. So it's going to result in an RBI. I should say champion or hero. He is a semi-champion according to the game day modifications, and the decider die says he is. So it's going to end up being a 1-0 lead after 1.5 innings of ball here at the ballpark, here at Shibe Park in Philadelphia, with the 1927 Yankees leading this game by a score of 1-0. We head to the bottom of the second with Dick Sisler coming up to the batter's box now. Four, 5, 6. So pitcher is still fresh. Is Sisler a champion batter? He is. He is not a champion batter. So it will result in a possible solo home run chance. There's no black die 6. So it's a no-run inning. So we will need to re-roll we won't need to re-roll the decider die since it was not used. So it's going to end up being a no-run inning 5 blank for Urban Shocker. And after 2 innings of play, the 1927 Yankees lead this ball game by a score of 1-0. We head to the 3rd inning with that score of 1-0, 1920 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. Here's Bob Musial. 113. Is Robin Roberts a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Bob Musial is not a utility batter, so it's an RBI question mark. And this time he did get he did get the RBI. So it's now 2-0, and let's see where the RBI came from. Oh, it's an error. Okay, so according to my chart, my homebrew chart, we will then need to refer to the black die. In this case, it occurred in the outfield, and it was an E7. So RBI. So the Phillies make another error in the outfield, and it was by the left fielder this time. Stack. And that would be it for the top half of the third. And that is how quick History Maker Baseball Express plays out. So we head to the bottom of the third with the 1927 Yankees leading the 1950 Phillies in Game 2 of this series by a score of 2-0. Here's Del Ennis. We have a 2-4-6. 2-4-6. Oops, here we are. 2-4-6. Shocker. Is Shocker a star? So full becomes semi. He is a semi-star. Decider Die says he is. So it's a no-run inning. 6 blank. So again, with a no-run inning for 6, it says 2 hits given up by the pitcher. However, the pitcher gets out of the inning with either a big strikeout or a double play. So how I work this out whenever this happens, I use the decider die to determine what was the outcome. So in this example, I re-rolled the decider die. It landed on blank. So Shocker gave up 2 hits with the pitcher getting out of it with a double play. He got out of the inning with a big double play. Move on now to he completed 3 innings here. We now move on to the 4th with the score 1927 Yankees 2, 1950 Phillies 0. (145). As you guys can see, that's a 145. Is Robin Roberts an ace or dynamic pitcher? No, he is not. Is Tony Lazzeri a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So it's a mob result or a men on base result. -1 for black die if flash. Robin Roberts does not have flash, so it's going to be resulting in a mob result for Tony Lazzeri of 1 and a 4. Now, it says here on my chart, which I'll leave a link of a copy of it if you own the game of History Maker Baseball Express. This link will be free for you to download for free. It says DTK. That means drop, third strike. Now, for this, we're going to be looking at the Phillies catcher fielding rating. So the catcher for the 1950 Phils is Andy Semenuk. As you can see, he has an iron fielding rating. So with that, the catcher is unable to find the ball in time. Batter is safe at first. We are still going to give the pitcher, Robin Roberts, a strikeout. However, the batter is safe at first, which is Tony Lazzeri. He is safe at first with either a pass ball or a wild pitch for a dot or a pass ball for a blank. So let me double check on the decider die here. 145, ace no, Sansack no, so no. So it's a strikeout wild pitch on Roberts. And he decides to stay put at first base. And we go to the men on base chart for Joe Duggan. 55, reading the blue and black dice, 55, batting team is dissonant. So in the end, it's going to become a flyout. So we are through 3.5 innings of this ball game, with the Yankees leading the Phillies 2-0. All right, back to the action here in the top half of bottom half of the fourth, with Willie Jones up at the plate. 145. Is Shocker an ace or a dynamic pitcher? He is not. Is Willie Jones a stat sack batter? No, sir. So it will be resulting in a men on base -1 for black die of control. So remember, double becomes single, single becomes semi, semi becomes neutral. So in this case here, he has a single control, 4 becomes a 3. And again, we are not going to push the envelope this early in the project. So we're going to give Jones first and second with either a back-to-back singles or back-to-back walks. Let me just double check. 0, no. So 145. Ace, no. Sansack, no. So no. It's back-to-back walks for Willie Jones, according to the decider die roll of blank. Here's Granny Hamner off the mob chart. 11. Batting team is not harmony, but pitching team is dissonant. They will get a single out of it. Look to load the bases up. Andy Semenick. 35. Control pitcher. So remember, double control becomes control. So he is a control pitcher. Either way, he is a control pitcher. So he will get a ground out. Shocker has control. So he's going to get the ground out. And he will strand the bases loaded. So at the end of 4 innings complete, here in game 2 of this series, the 1927 Yankees lead the 1950 Phillies by a score of 2-0. We're moving on to the top half of the 5th. And Pat Collins. Up at the dish. 144. 144. Is Robin Roberts a struggler pitcher? No, he is not. Is Pat Collins a stat sack batter? No, he is not. So -1 for black die of control, which he does. It becomes a no-run inning. Good for the Phillies to keep the score where it's at. And it will end up being a 4-0 or excuse me, a 4-dot result for Robin Roberts on the no-run narrative advanced option chart. We head to the bottom of the fifth. The score remains 2-0 in favor of the 1927 New York Yankees. Here's Mike Goliad to lead off the bottom half of the fifth. 2-3-4. Let's see here. 2-3-4. So again, 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh. We're in the 3 semi-fresh. So in this case here, is the pitcher fresh? He is not. So Decider Die says he is not. So it will be resulting in a men on base with a adjustment to the black die for the base running symbol. So Mike Goliad is a semi-stoic runner. Is Goliad a stoic runner? He is not. So no adjustment will be made. It'll be runners at first and second again. I decided to do that way just to preserve an injury, or like to save an injury if I choose to do that way. So I'm going to need to roll the Decider Die once again because it has been used twice already. And it's back-to-back walks on my optional men on base narrative chart for Mike Goliad. That'll lead Eddie Watkis to the men on base chart here in the bottom half of the fifth. 36. Active batter gets a runner's advance 2 bases, single, and a stolen base. He is not an active batter, which will end up being a contact result of 3. And it says sad sack, or is Watkis a sad sack or utility batter? He is neither. So it will end up being an RBI for Eddie Watkis. And we're going to determine how we got the RBI. And it'll be via an error. And 6 came in the infield, and 3. And again, referring to the die roll, it happened in the infield. So a 3 is E3. So about time the Yankees committed an error. No pun intended. And the score is 2-1 in favor of the 1927 New York Yankees. We head to the 6th with the score 2-1 in favor of the 1927 Yanks. Here in Game 2 of this series. Here we go with Earl Combs. 1-1-6. Roberts is a struggler pitcher. No, he is not. Earl Combs is not a utility batter, so it's another RBI. So he does get the RBI. And let's see where that RBI came from. Oh, a hit or a sacrifice. So we will be referring to the blue die here, and it will be a home run. So he would have gotten a home run from that RBI opportunity, from that RBI question mark result, and that would end the top half of the 6th. So the Yankees extend their lead to 3-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 6th here at Shibe Park in Game 2 of this best-of-5 game series. Here's Bill Nicholson. 1-1-2. Is Shocker an ace? No, he is not. Is Nicholson a sat sack batter? No, he is not. It's an RBI question mark. He does not get the RBI. So it's a 2 blank. Enter in 2 blank for Shocker, and that will end the 6th inning for the For the 1950 Phillies, the score remains 3-1 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. And it looks like the Phillies are going to head to their bullpen, and we're going to take a timeout as the Phillies make a pitching change. Blix Donnelly will take over here in the top half of the seventh for the Phillies, and he is fresh this time around. And here we go. We have Mark Koenig to lead off the top half of the seventh for the Yanks. 1-6. It asks, is Donnelly a struggler or gilded pitcher? He is not. Is Mark Koenig a hero? So in this case here, he would not be a hero because of double becomes a single, a full single quality, full becomes a semi, semi becomes neutral. So in this case, he's not a hero. So as a result, it would be 2-6. It would be a no-run inning. Chance for solo shot. He does not have it. And decider die, I believe, was not used. Let me double check. No. So no. It would become a 6 blank. And that would end the top half of the seventh as we head to the stretch here at Shibe Park here in Philadelphia with the score of 3-1 in favor of the 1927 New York Yankees. Dick Sisler will lead off the bottom half of the seventh as fans have stretched out their legs, getting ready for the final half innings here to hopefully get this game a little bit interesting here. And we have a 4-5-6. Pitcher is, and again, 3 full fresh, 3 semi-fresh. And we are going to say he is still fresh for Urban Shocker, which it says pitcher is not fresh. He is still fresh. Dick Sisler is a hero batter, so it'll be a men on base, base running result adjustment. So since he is stoic, we're going to take away 1 from the black die, which will become a 4. So it's going to become a runners on first and third situation. And a 4 and a 6 will be rolling the decider die again, referring to rolling the decider die with dot equaling 2 hits and blank for multiple runners chart for the result, runners on base chart below, within the optional men on base narrative chart. So let me just double check here for the decider die. Yes, he is fresh. It was used for the freshness, as I recall. So let's see what Sisler got. He got 2 hits. Now, with this, we are going to be rolling the red die with 1 or a 6 being a home run, 2 and 5 is a single, 3 is a triple, 4 is a double. So he gets 2 hits. So it's a single and a home run. So anytime he gets a home run and since he was the leadoff guy, the chart is driven by how a leadoff batter got on base. So in this case here, since he got a home run, it's a solo home run and an RBI for Mr. Dick Sisler. And we head now to Del Ennis. And let me double check here before we go to the mob chart. Is the Yankee pen active? Yes, it is. Are we going to take Shocker out? Yes. So timeout as we take Shocker out and put in a new pitcher for the 1927 Yankees. So hang on tight for a second. Time out. Joe Girard has made his way to the mound here on the pitching change, and we have decided to give him the ace quality for this at bat. So now, according to the rules, whenever you go to the bullpen, you could give the pitcher one quality of your choice. So I have chosen the ace to give Girard the ace quality for this at bat, and we will roll off the main chart for Del Ennis. 355. Is Girard a star pitcher? No, he is not. Is Del Ennis a champion batter? He's a semi-champion, and the Decider Die says he is. So it looks like he will. Let me just double check on the rules here to make sure I want to get this right. For that one result, the reliever of record will get a bonus pitch quality, which of course we did with your choice chosen before the roll. But if you get another, consider all the previous men on base scored. Wow. Okay. So after reviewing the rules, we got another mob result. So all of the mob men on base will score. So that is 2 more runs, and the 19 and the move didn't pay off for the Yanks, as now the 1950 Phillies lead this game by a score of 4-3. And it's according to the chart, to the rules that I have read. And determine the new men on base situation from there. Okay, so you get the end of inning result. Okay, so we have a new men on base result for Dick Sisler, which is going to be a semi-stoic Decider Die says. Okay, so Decider Die was used from that result. He is not stoic, so it'll remain a 5. So that will be runners on second and third, with Willie Jones stepping up to the plate here. And Dick Sisler is going to get a 5. And again, stat-wise, I'm going to be collecting stats for this project. 5, and so black 5 and a 3, which is going to be either 2 hits or see multiple runners on base. So we're going to get 2 hits out of that. We're going to roll the red die. And we got a single, which is a 5. And so basically 2 singles, 2 and a 5 for Dick Sisler. And the Phillies, I should say, 1950 Phils lead this game by a score of 4-3. 46 for Willie Jones off the mountain chart. So men on base, we don't have the same lefty-lefty matchup. We have a lefty-righty matchup. So a contact of 2. It asks, is Willie Jones a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So it will be another RBI, and they pad on to their lead 5-3. Let's see how the RBI was come around by an error. So it was a 3. Let me get that. There we go. 3. So it would result in a 6, so it happened in the infield. 3 error on the first baseman. So both teams have committed 2 errors at this point in the game. But the Phillies do some damage by kicking the door down. So no decision for both starters. So it'll be a no decision for Robin Roberts of the Phils as the Phillies came back and lead this game 5-3. And that will be the end of the inning for the 7th inning. So the Phillies come from out of nowhere and have taken the lead on the 1927 Yankees by a score of 5-3. We head to the 8th. And here's Babe Ruth. Can he knock some door? And that's how the no issues quality can work out. So if you get an advantage, that's a huge point. But if you have a disadvantage, you're probably going to end up costing your team the game. So here we go. Babe Ruth, 155. Is Donnelly an ace pitcher? No, he is not. Is Babe Ruth a hero batter? He is not. So again, -1 from the card qualities. Single, so a full quality becomes a semi becomes neutral. So with that being in mind, Babe Ruth is not a hero according to the game day modifications. So with that being said, he will get resulted in a no runs result. So with that being said, it will be a 5 blank result, end result for Blix Donnelly. We head to the bottom of the 8th with the score 1950 Phillies 5, the 1927 New York Yankees 2. Or excuse me, 3, I should say. Excuse me. Here we go with Granny Hamner. 266. Here in the bottom of the 8th. 266. That is a star pitcher. No. Is Hamner a champion batter? No, he is not. So it's a chance for a solo shot, which he doesn't have. So it's a 2, enter in 2 dot, and that will end the 8th. We are going to go to the 9th inning with the score 1950 Phillies 3. Excuse me, 1950 Phillies 5. The 1927 Yankees 3. Lou Gehrig stepping on now for the, oh my God, bad result if you ask me. Holy cow. It is an injury roll. So we're going to re-roll the red die. Oh, and it's 6. Hold on. 6 is for current. Oh, 6 is current fielder with reserve player. Oh my goodness. So Andy Semnick is going to get injured here. However, the game will end with a no runs result of 6 dot. And Ken Silvestri will come in to catch game 3 when this series heads to the Bronx, tied at 1. That is your ball game. So once again, your final score, the 1950 Phillies come back from a 3-1 start, from a 3-1 effort to beat the 1927 Yankees in game 2 of the series to tie up the series by a final score of 5-3.